In the middle of the Sahara Desert, hidden in the sand, lies a shape no one can explain. The exact design appears not just in Africa, but in Saudi Arabia, in ancient Japan, and even at the heart of Vatican City. Why would civilizations across the globe, separated by time, language, and oceans, build the same mysterious shape? Were these just tombs, or were they meant to unlock something far more powerful? Keyhole tombs are ancient earthworks, stone structures, or burial mounds shaped like a circle with a narrow tail or triangle extending from it, forming a keyhole when seen from above. Some are massive, spanning hundreds of feet, and eerily aligned with cardinal directions or celestial events. They're most famously found in Japan, where they're called kofun, tombs of ancient emperors. But then they show up in the Sahara. In Libya, Algeria, and Mauritania, you'll find these same keyhole designs carved into barren stone plains, often remote, often untouched. In Saudi Arabia, they sit among desert cairns and megalithic sites, aligned with others like constellations. No culture left a record explaining why they use this shape, and that silence is part of what makes them so unsettling. Now here's where things start to get a little bit strange. In Japan, over 160,000 kofun tombs exist, some dating back to the 3rd century. The Daisen kofun, believed to house Emperor Nintoku, is over 1,600 feet long, surrounded by moats and strictly off-limits to excavation. In the Sahara, hundreds of keyhole tombs dot remote landscapes with no settlements nearby, almost like they were placed there for someone or something to find. The structures in Saudi Arabia are older than most written records, and many archaeologists believe they predate the rise of the Arabian kingdoms themselves. But then you find the same symbol embedded into modern religious power structures, most notably in the Vatican City. The heart of Catholicism, St. Peter's Square, is also shaped like a keyhole. An enormous circular plaza with a long straight path leading directly to St. Peter's Basilica. From above, it forms a keyhole, the circle and the tail, just like the ancient tombs. Was it coincidence, or is it an intentional symbolism? The Vatican itself has often emphasized the keys of the kingdom given to Peter by Christ, but the imagery goes deeper. Obelisks, concentric rings, and hidden geometry suggest layered meanings, possibly borrowed from ancient pagan designs. If ancient keyhole tombs were connected to death, authority, or even spiritual portals, then what does that mean that the most influential church on earth built its center in the same shape? Some researchers believe the keyhole shape represents access, a key to another realm. The circular part might emphasize eternity, the divine, or the heavens. The tail could be the path, the bridge, between the material world and the spiritual. And when you align some of these structures with celestial bodies, things get even more compelling. In Arabia, tombs align towards sunrise or major stars. And in Japan, some kofun tombs align with solstices and lunar cycles. But then you have to wonder, were these merely symbolic, or were they functional in some forgotten way? Were they trying to guide souls or summon spirits? Scripture often uses the image of keys as spiritual authority. In Revelation 1:18, Jesus says, "I hold the keys of death and Hades." In Isaiah 22:22, the key is given to the steward who opens doors no one can shut. In Matthew 16, Jesus gives Peter the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Keys in Scripture don't just open, they bind and loose. They represent control over spiritual thresholds. Could it be that some of these ancient keyhole tombs were man's attempt to forge their own keys? their own access to the afterlife without God. Genesis 6 tells us of the Watchers, divine beings who descended and corrupted humanity by sharing knowledge meant to stay sealed. Architecture, astronomy, weaponry, and spiritual practices all came from this rebellion. The Book of Enoch says these angels taught the cutting of roots and conjuring of spirits. So what if these keyhole tombs are remnants of that corruption? Not merely cultural expressions, but physical footprints of spiritual rebellion. Keyhole imagery hasn't disappeared. It's used in modern mysticism, occult architecture, and even in corporate branding. Some say the symbol represents the human mind, unlocking hidden power. Others say it's a trap, a doorway into deception. The Vatican keyhole, the Sahara tombs, the royal burial sites in Japan. Are we looking at isolated designs or whispers of a once global system rooted in spiritual manipulation? So, were the keyhole tombs simply grand burials, or are they markers of something ancient, something darker, something trying to return? Structures meant not just to honor the dead, but to control the passage between life and death itself. If you found this fascinating, please drop a comment below. Do you believe these were tombs, portals, or warnings of any kind? And lastly, make sure you hit subscribe. It's the best way to help grow the Glory Concealed community. And a huge thank you to all of you who have already subscribed. I have some great topics in the works, so make sure and hit that bell notification button too, so you get notified as soon as I drop a new episode. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, it's the glory of God to conceal things, but it's the glory of kings to search those things out.